Professor Timothy Noakes is a well-known figure in the playground of science. He has published more than 400 scientific articles and up to 8 books. He has earned both a medical degree and a Doctor of Science. He ran more than 70 marathons and ultramarathons in his life. Yet he's also deliberately manipulating people. There are a couple things that you will learn about Mr. Noakes in this video. Although I think Tim is an influential, productive and ambitious man, I do not think that everything he says should be taken at face value. Here are 3 reasons why. Number 1. Anti-vaccination. In August 2014, Noakes sent a tweet to his Twitter followers which said, "Dishonest science. Proven link between autism and early immunization covered up." In that tweet he shared a video from the ex-doctor and anti-vaccine activist Andrew Wakefield. After Noakes got challenged on the belief, he responded that he had no opinion on that matter. One of the sure ways to know that a professor is either completely incompetent or a crook is if they deny the importance of vaccines. See, I come from a family of anti-vaxxers. My mom and dad vaccinated us like once, and after my siblings and I experienced severe side effects, they just let it be. The decision was based out of love and ignorance. For the long-term well-being of a child, proper vaccination is important. Don't worry, we all turned out well. What I want to say is that my parents are well-meaning individuals, but Tim Noakes isn't. Reason being is that my parents had no access to the scientific data. Both of them are intelligent, yet are no doctors and had no access to the internet back then. Mr. Noakes is the contrary. He has access and the cognitive power to do so. Therefore, Tim deliberately deceives people to create controversy and push his own agenda. Number 2. He's a low carber. I still remember sitting in that one game-changing nutrition class. A student, also trying to become a fitness trainer like myself, asked our nutrition teacher a question. "What do you think about low-carb diets?" Our nutrition teacher was a lovely and calm lady, yet after my schoolmate asked that question, she responded bluntly with, "Absolute nonsense." After that response, there was an awkward silence in the whole classroom. We never saw her respond so directly. She continued with, "No competent diet counselor will allow people to go below 100 to 120 grams of carbs per day. That's about how much your central nervous system needs to function properly." This sentence has stuck with me. See, I can understand the low-carb diet fad. I fell prey to it too. I followed the no-carb diet when I was about 18 years old. It was one of many failed attempts where I finally tried to get a six-pack. But the first few days were amazing. Rapid decrease of my body weight with no markable difference in my brain power. It felt liberating. Finally a diet that works. Or so I thought. When the second week approached, I was close to be clinically considered brain dead. Low-carb diets don't work in the long term. It's neither sustainable nor effective. Almost 99% of people will experience a yo-yo effect because it's essentially starvation of our nervous system. And you know, our nervous system is what allows us to make decisions and watch cool videos like this in the first place. Like and subscribe. Number 3. He's against statins. You walk into a room of 10 randomly selected adults in the US. You don't know them at all, yet you can assume that 4 out of 10 people there suffer from a chronic disease called high blood pressure. The way the chronic disease gets treated is with statins. They lower blood cholesterol and increase blood flow. They reduce strain on our heart and prevent strokes and heart attacks. Those 2 events in the life of an individual can often be fatal. The problem is just that our evidence-allergic Mr. Noakes doesn't think that statins work. One Twitter post of him states that women without established heart disease would choose not to take statin recommended by the doctor put lives in harm's way, according to industry-funded cardiologists. Those women probably understand literature better than their cardiologists with COIs. See, I'm not a huge fan of medicaments. In fact, I hate them. I take them only if it's absolutely necessary. My brothers laugh at me because more often than not, I don't want to take medicaments against such trivial things as the cold. I'm a pussy when it comes to pills, but statins are a huge deal. Statins are one of the main reasons why the heart disease risk dropped massively in the last 20 years. Now cancer is about to overtake the leading cause of death position in the USA and globally. statins work, and disregarding the evidence in that case is extremely foolish for a public figure with the outreach Tim has. Conclusion: one of the biggest low-carb groups of Facebook got deleted recently. It was called the Banting 7-Day Meal Plans, and Tim Noakes was a huge proponent for it obviously. Facebook stated that a user hacked and deleted the group, that made the deletion voluntary from within. It reinstated the group 3 days later. Some speculated that it was an inside job from the Seventh-day Adventist obviously. The Facebook is slowly weeding out groups that share misinformation. I do not think that this is the case at all, but it probably would be the right thing to do. Because sharing misinformation is dangerous. Anti-vaccination can kill kids. Not veganism is deadly. Literally anti-vaccination, low carb and 18 statin are. The recent behavior of Tim Noakes is absolutely savage, again in a bad way, is because number one, Tim is a massively influential person. He's a public figure that people look up to. And number two, Mr. Noakes should know better. He's an extremely driven, ambitious and smart guy that has access to the scientific data. Misinterpreting the evidence and creating doubts deliberately is what crooks do, not scientists. If you like the content that I'm producing on a regular basis, please like and subscribe. Plus, if you want to get coached by me and get into your best shape on a vegan diet, visit my website qualitygains.com.